Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you and your family are well, and welcome to Single Parents Hub Facebook Live. My name is Tarini and I am the founder of Single Parents Hub. We are a global community that supports single parents and their children so everyone can live a happier, healthier, and financially free life. Talking about be happy, one of the common problems that we all face is stress. Stress is part of our daily life, but how can we turn stress into success? So tonight, I'm so pleased to have our expert, Nuala O'Connor from Ireland. And she's a speaker, author, a coach, and also a facilitator of healing. So welcome to Single Parents Hub, Nuala.
Thank you, Tarini, and it's great to be here. Very exciting to be talking with you about stress and how we can retune it or turn it around into having a really successful life.
That sounds great. Before we get into that, would you mind introduce yourself and tell us more about who you are, please?
Well, as you said, I'm an upcoming author. My book is in the cog, shall we say? It's being edited as we speak, and the book is called Tap into Success, and that's what my life is about. I believe that we were born to be successful. I believe it's our birthright. But somewhere along the line, we seem to lose that. We seem to lose the fact that we're meant to be happy. We're meant to be healthy, and that's what I've committed my life to do, and to help people. Life is short. Life is tough enough. Life can be stressful, but life can be happy and life can be healthy. And I know that. I'm living proof of that. I'm here. And I've been there. I've suffered from anxiety. I've suffered from ill health, and most of it's stress related. And it doesn't have to be that way. And so that's what I've committed my life to doing, to helping people, to teach people. Not that I have to do it. I'm the facilitator of healing. I just bring you and teach you the skills and teach you the way of doing it, give you the information, and then you can practice it every day in your life, and you bring about the change in your life. And that's what it's all about, personal responsibility. And that's what I do. I help people, and more importantly, I teach people techniques that will help them reduce stress and enable success.
That sounds excellent and very positive. So how did you get into tapping at the first place?
Well, there, I already said it, that I've been there. I've been there. This has happened to me.
So it's actually work with you yourself?
Oh, absolutely, 100%, Tarini. Way back, say in about 2005 or so, when I trained as a kinesiologist, I actually learned some tapping skills from the original sort of European tapping technique, which would be thought field therapy. And then I worked on, and then about 5 years ago or so, I got overstressed. There's no other way of putting it. It wasn't the first time it had happened, but it was the first time that it caused severe anxiety in me. I had what was called non-trigger panic attacks. So I would be teaching in a classroom, teaching being my original sort of qualification. And I'd be teaching with young children, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I would literally be overcome with panic and feel like I was going to get violently sick and have to get out of the room, sweating, pure stress, panic attack. And it could happen anytime, any place, anywhere, just bang. And so it was very debilitating, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to turn. Doctors weren't giving me anything majorly that was helping. Meditation wasn't helping. All the things that I did, I was a kinesiologist, it didn't seem to be lifting this. And I could say nearly by accident, but I don't believe anything happens by accident. I happened to come across the tapping summit by the Ortners on Facebook, that it was on, and I could join this. And so I did. I signed up to it, and I basically followed their tapping seminars and continued to tap myself for about 2 weeks, I'd say. I think it was about 2 weeks. Well, it was over, say, the Easter holidays that year in school, and I went back to school after the 2 weeks were up, and I was working away, and it dawned on me one day that I wasn't actually having a panic attack anymore.
Excellent.
And it wasn't that that I realized, oh, my panic is gone, because it just disappeared. And I wasn't tapping specifically about the panic attacks either.
Okay.
I was just tapping with whatever was coming up on the tapping summit. So it could have been around stress, it could have been around success, it could have been anything, sleep, food, it didn't matter. I was just following whatever they were doing. But I was tapping, and I was tapping every day, and probably more than once a day at that time, because it just seemed like a really good thing to get into. And I thought, I since have gone and trained in it. Hence I became a tapping practitioner. And another form of tapping called matrix reimprinting using EFT, which is the official name for tapping.
Yes.
And then recently it sort of came to me one day, again, I don't think anything comes by accident, a sort of a brand new tapping process where you tap 2 different points on your body, which are connected to 2 different meridian energy lines at the same time in a certain order. And what I'm finding is it's doing things much faster. It's doing exactly what tapping does. Yeah, it seems to be working. It seems to bring a lot of balance to people very quickly. I'm noticing I had somebody the other day, for example, went from, I have a scale, I'll show you the scale here of it's called the scale of progress. And literally somebody, it's got -5. I don't know if you can see it there.
Yeah.
So -5 to 0 to +5.
Wow.
And I had a client the other day, and the issue she was dealing with, she was down here. Okay. And after 1 round of tapping, she was up here.
Wow, that's impressive. That's very
just 1 circle round, which is, it's just tapping the points once around. That's how far she'd jumped up. And it was a pretty deep issue. Like it was pretty potent. She was pretty stressed at the time. So that's how fast I'm finding this can work. Now, I tap with people if they want to use the more traditional form of tapping that I trained in, which is energy EFT. Or I use this form. I prefer this form of tapping, or I use the matrix reimprinting tapping. But anything, I don't care, as long as people do it, because I know it works.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're talking about single parents, Terani, and you're talking about people who are trying to do the job of 2 and probably doing it very well. But the stress does get in. You're trying to be mother, father, you're trying to be a worker, you're trying to be the adult all the time, when sometimes you really want to just be the child, just throw all the toys out of the pram and just let it all go. Well, this can really help you do that.
Yes, I love the sound of it, because what you're saying is not just to kill it, but you can actually remove, that negative thought or stress, and you can also doing it on a daily basis, which is excellent. Because
absolutely,
these things is, the stress, be aware of it all day long. Something come across, the job, the deadline, the children, the housework, it just going on and on. So it's great that you can doing it, all day, do it as soon as you're aware that you have all this nagging feeling on.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, there's a new book out by a lady called Peter Stapleton from Australia, and she's basically taken an awful lot of the research that's been done around tapping, including fMRI scans. So scans of the brain that actually prove that tapping calms the parts of the brain, the amygdala and the other parts of the brain that are associated with triggering the stress response.
Wow.
So it's now scientifically proving that tapping does that. It's proven also that tapping reduces the stress hormones in your body. Sometimes in 1 hour of tapping, you can reduce it by up to and maybe even more than 24%.
The
stress hormones from your body.
Now, stop talking. I want to see it in action.
Very good. Yeah. Okay. So we'll go with my form of tapping. So I'm going to do it with you live here on Facebook. And anybody at home, you can make your own thought in your head. So what I want you to do first, Terani, if you don't mind, I want you to think of something that's really stressing you. Okay. So if you don't mind, you might share it with people if you can. The phrase, then say if it's a negative phrase or whatever it is, whether it's you're annoyed with somebody or whether it's that you feel pain in your body.
If you know me personally, I'm very stressed out with my English because I have a very strong accent. So you see me come on Facebook Live, I always very cautious when I speak. So that stressed me out all the time.
Okay. And the first thing I want to say to you, Terani, is you've got very good English.
Oh, thank you.
I'm understanding every single thing that you're saying, and your English is, you should be more confident. You could be more confident. So let's work on that. That's brilliant. So that's your phrase. So what you're saying is that speaking English publicly stresses you out.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So if that's your negative phrase, if you could, I'm just writing that down for myself because that's what I'm going to use with you. Publicly stresses me out. Okay, so if you could wave a magic wand, Terni, and you could turn that phrase into something positive.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this has got to be a positive present tense statement. So there can be no negative, there can be no not in it, there can be no whatever. So it's got to be like, I truly am a confident speaker. Or I truly am doing okay, or I truly like myself. So a phrase that's the opposite. So if you could take away, if you lost this fear or this anxiety around speaking English, what would be your key phrase?
That's what I try to tell myself most of the time, that I speak perfect English and I love speaking in public.
Okay, so I love speaking in public.
Uh-huh.
So here's your phrase. So even though speaking English publicly stresses me out, I truly love speaking in public. Yes. Now that might sound a little bit strange. That might sound like, but that's the opposite. That's a bit contradictory. Yes. That's how tapping works. And that's what I call a combination statement. And it comes right up through tapping, this part of the tapping. So we use the words even though, because even though there is a part of you, it's not all of you, because if it was all of you, you wouldn't be speaking right now.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So it's a part of you. So that's why we put, even though speaking English publicly stresses me out, and it does. Okay. This is your phrase. I truly, so the word truly goes in there, love speaking in public. Okay. Yeah. So that's your phrase. So you look back at this scale again. When you hear that phrase, where does your eye fall on the scale? How true is it for you that you love speaking in public?
I think it's +3, and it's not even that. I don't think I'm stressed out speaking in public. I just stressed out speak English in English.
Okay, so let's go with that phrase. So yes. I stress out speaking English. Where does your eye fall on the scale now?
Yeah, -10.
Okay, -10. So even though I stress out speaking English, okay?
Yes.
Even though I stress out speaking English, take out the public bit, and then I truly love speaking in public.
Yes.
Okay, so that's your phrase, and you're way down off the scale. So we've got a marker, we've got somewhere to begin, because we use that then. The next time you look at the scale, we'll see where your eye falls, okay? So I want you to put two hands. Two hands. I want you to put your less dominant hand. That's the hand you don't write with.
Okay, left side.
Put that first on your solar plexus right here.
Where?
On your solar plexus. So can you see me? Just here. Okay. So put that hand here. And then take your other hand and put it on top of it.
Okay.
Okay. Now I want you to take 3 deep breaths. And with each deep breath, I want you to say, I truly am grateful.
Okay. I truly am grateful.
Yeah, well done. And do that 2 more times.
I truly am grateful. I truly am grateful.
Well done. Now I'm going to teach you the tapping. Okay. So each time we're going to move to the other phrase. Okay. So you're going to tap what's called the karate chop point, which is along the little finger side of your hand. You're going to tap right there, and you're going to say the phrase, even though I stress out speaking English.
Even though I stress out speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
Yeah. Okay, just right here. See, sort of like halfway down there. Yeah, just about there. Yeah. And then you're going to switch that over. So you're going to go over to the other side. Even though I stress out speaking English.
I'm stressed out speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
Well done. Now, these are a little bit difficult. So you're going to tap basically just under your nose there, and on the crease of your chin there.
Okay.
Okay, 2 fingers on each hand and just lightly tapping, yeah. And say the phrase again. Even though I stress out speaking English.
Even though I'm stressed out speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And then we're going to switch those around. So just stop and literally swap places. That's it. And tap again. And all your viewers can be doing this as well. So even though I stress out speaking English in public. Or I stress out speaking English. There's no public.
I'm stressed out speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
Well done. Now the next spot really is in here at the corner of the eye. So I'm just going to take my glasses off. You can go with the one up there if you wish, or you can take them off. It's up to you. Okay. So it's just in there at the corner of the eye. That's bladder 1. Okay. And the other spot you want is on the opposite side, and it's just below the collarbone, in close to just about there. Okay. And you tap them together. So even though I stress out speaking English.
I'm stressed out speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And then switch those around. So just opposite hand goes in the opposite place. That's it. Even though I stress out speaking English.
Even though I'm stressed out speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
Well done. Now we're just going to slide those fingers out, and you're going to tap on the bone just on the outside there, just right there, the outside of the eye. See, just there at the corner. And then your other hand is going to go just below your nipple, sort of under the bra there, still on the ribs on the other side. Yep. And even though I'm stressed out speaking English.
Even though I'm stressed out speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And then we're going to switch it around. So it's up here to the side of the eye, just on the corner, just right there. And it's down again on the ribs, under the bra. Even though I stress out speaking English.
Even though I'm stressed out speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And then let these 2 fingers slide out just in front of the little nib there in your ear, just there in front of it. And in this hand, it's the little finger. You tap thumb and little finger together. Yeah. Okay. Even though I stress out when I speak in English.
Even though I'm stressed out when I speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
Well done. And then we're going to switch those around. So you're going to put 2 fingers over to this side. And this hand, little finger and thumb. Even though I stress out speaking in English.
Even though I'm stressed out speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
Well done. And then you're going to move these 2 fingers up just to the side of the eyebrow, just right there. And in this hand, you're going to tap the middle finger and the thumb together.
Yeah.
Yep. Even though I stress out when I speak in English.
Even though I'm stressed out when I speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And then we're going to switch those over. So you're going over here to the other side and the middle finger and thumb here. Yep. Even though I stress out when I speak in English.
Even though I'm stressed out when I speak in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And then you're going to bring these 2 fingers under the eye, just right there in the middle, just straight under, yeah, right there in that bone. And in this hand, this is a bit different. You're going under the arm, on the side, just on the side, just a little bit below halfway. You're just going there. So even though I stress out when I speak in English.
Even though I'm stressed out when I speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And then we're going to switch them over. So up here and under the arm on the other side. Even though I stress out when I speak in English.
Even though I'm stressed out when I speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And then you're just going to go to the side of the nose here, just right there. And you're going to go here as if you've braces on. right there, right there. Yep, on the soft part, just off the shoulder, just in there in the soft part. Even though I stress out when I speak in English.
Even though I'm stressed out when I speak in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And one more, switch that over. So you're going here to the crease of the nose and out here. Even though I stress out when I speak in English.
Even though I'm stressed out speaking in English.
I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And then come back here. Now we're dropping the first part of the statement and we're just saying, I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And switch those around. I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And come back to here. I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
And then back to this side. I truly love speaking in public.
I truly love speaking in public.
Now put your hands back where you started at the beginning. That's it. Back here. Take a breath. Well done. That's it. One more breath. Now, where does your eye fall when you think about speaking in public?
I love it.
Where are you now?
Well, more than 5, yes.
Up here, +5.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel lighter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well done. One round. One round of tapping.
When you're aware of any negative thought, do
yes.
you need to go through the whole thing, or
I would
some spot that you bring yourself in?
If what I would suggest is a round of tapping like I just showed you, it not only reduces the stress hormones like tapping does, it includes all those points, but the order that I have them in and the way I have them, the two that go together, they also help balance our neurotransmitters. And they help sort of balance the energies between what's called the yin and the yang meridians, which is like the brother and sister of each other, or the two that work together. And when they're working together and they're balanced, we're balanced. These meridian lines, Chinese have been working with these for thousands of years. Western medicine is not that long since they said, oh yeah, these have been scientifically proven. But we've known about these long before that, and you know that's in your history. And so that's what we're doing here. We're balancing the yin yang together. Excellent. As well as doing it in a certain order, and the order we do in it allows the energy to feed the next one, to feed the next one. So even after 2 or 3 of these rounds, you've automatically just balanced your whole energy out, and you're doing it to the vibration of the positive of the statement. So you know the even though bit. And we did it for most of that statement because it was a pretty big stress. But then I dropped it. So what I would encourage somebody to do is to drop it. Here's what my book is all. Here's what I tell people to do. Write down your list of negative statements. Wave the magic wand and turn them into positive statements. Go to the scale of progress and measure them all and give them a rating. Okay, how much do I really believe that positive statement? And it's got to be an I truly positive present tense statement, like I truly, as if it's happening right now, I truly am calm. Even though I'm so stressed out at work, I truly am calm. Because it's not all of you that's stressed out in work, or you wouldn't be able to cope. It's a part of you. But we need to acknowledge that part of you and let it know, we know it's stressed. Like, I know you're stressed. So you told the part of you in that tapping round, you told the part of you that was stressed about speaking, you told it, I get you. I hear you. And even though I hear you and I know that, I can be so much more than that. And you tune in the positive. And that's what it's basically doing. And that's what's bringing. So what I would encourage you to do next then would be to tap a whole round of tapping, just saying, I truly love speaking in public. I truly.
So whenever you feel that, nagging, negative feeling, you going back to there, and then you just keep tapping the routine and say, I truly love public speaking, and you just keep tapping.
But like the anxiety with me, it's quite possible that you do this like for a week or two, or like it has been scientifically proven. A group of people who had weight issues and food cravings, they were given 4 2-hour tapping sessions over 4 weeks. So 1 a week for 4 weeks. And at the end of that, Their food cravings had totally reduced and never came back. After they were checked again 2 years later, still hadn't come back. Also, their stress around the issue had totally reduced and never come back. So, and their body mass index had reduced and not come back.
Wow. So
Now,
you can
it is up to personal choice.
Tapping with many elements, not only for the mindset, also
absolutely. People are using it to help them cope with and get through cancer treatments. People are using it to help them, like with study. I do a lot. I put up a thing on Facebook there last week for people in Ireland here who were young girls and boys who were starting their exams, their final secondary school exams. It's so effective. It works for basically most things. I've actually, the only people I found it didn't work for, Tyranny, are people who didn't want to change and who are actually fighting the change.
Yes.
And so that's why I say I'm a facilitator of healing. I can't make you change.
No, unless
you have to want to change.
Open up, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, this helps you change very fast, because the difficulty is most of our learning, most of our subconscious beliefs, and that's the difficulty. Most of our thinking is subconscious. About 95% of it is subconscious.
Yes.
So most of our subconscious beliefs and thoughts we're not aware of. But we are aware of the pain in our body. We're aware of the depression. We're aware of the anxiety. That's a sign that something's not right, that we're thinking something that's not right.
Exactly. And when you stress, you know straight away that all your shoulder, your body hunch, and it's just tight and in pain.
Yeah. And so what the tapping does is, what it seems to do is it gets to the subconscious. It retunes the subconscious thinking. And if one tapping, two sessions, 3 sessions of tapping, maybe about 4, like some people have got rid of fears and phobias in one session.
Wow.
When tapping first started, when Roger Callahan first started tapping, it was known as the quick fix for fears and phobias, the 5-minute fix it was called.
Okay.
And Roger Callahan was a psychologist, a very well-renowned one, who wasn't able to fix fears and phobias until the particular day that he just remembered off chance. Oh, I remember studying meridians. The meridian for stress, the stomach is right here. And he got this person who had a fear of water, who was saying, I feel sick, to the pit of my stomach. And he said, oh, tap this point, while she was feeling sick to the pit of her stomach. And within 5 minutes, it was gone. Wow. Never to come back again. That woman couldn't shower before she did that one thing, just tapping that point for 5 minutes.
A lot. I'm scared of high, I'm scared of many things.
Yes, and this will work. This will work, and it will work fast, whether you use my method that I did here, or whether you use the clinical method or whatever. There's lots of methods up on YouTube, but I mean, it works. And I don't care what method people use. Okay. Use it and help yourself. There is no need to be stressed. And if you find yourself in the company of people who are constantly trying to battle for who's the most stressed person, get out of that company. Get out and stay out, as they say. There's an ad in Ireland, and it's, if there's a fire in a house, it says get out, stay out, and get the fire brigade out. Well, if you're in the company of people who are fighting to see who's the most stressed, get out, stay out, and get the fire brigade out and put that fire out, because you need, the more you focus on stress, the more you get it.
Yes.
The more you focus on calm and the more you focus on success, you get it. But make it as if it's happening already. That's why I say to people, make a truly positive present tense statement.
Excellent.
And if you're in company and you don't have time to go and do all the tapping, this one.
Yeah.
And you just have the positive statement. Turn it into the positive statement. Don't say I truly don't have pain. That won't work. It's got to be.
Also still negative.
Yeah. I truly love my body. Is a good one if you've pain, or I truly am healthy and fit. Those sorts of things. I truly enjoy my body. Don't use the word free, pain-free. Don't use those sorts of things. Don't use those. But this one here is a really good one if you've no time. Just tap that one. Just keep tapping that one. You can have your hands under the table. Nobody sees you tapping. Another one to do is to put your hands where I started off, on the solar plexus, because that's.
I like when you first started and you said, I'm truly grateful. I just feel calm straight away when I do it.
Yeah, because that area I got you to put your less dominant hand first. For me, that's the left hand, because that's the calmer, reflective hand. Our right hand, our more dominant hand, is the more aggressive, more out there hand. Put your left down first. The other one protects it, and just breathe in there. That's your power center in there. That's where you've got liver, kidneys, adrenals, stomach, diaphragm, all of those things are in there.
Mm-hmm.
And just breathe. And as you breathe, you don't even have to be aware of it, but you will bring your breath down.
Yeah.
And you will get calmer. We only did 3 breaths at that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you felt calmer straight away. It works. It really, really works. Look at the smile on your face.
Yeah, thank you. So what healing, all these tapping courses that you do to helping other people, I'm sure that, it would be benefit not only for single parents and also for everyone.
Oh, everybody, like young and old and everybody, and I had a guy come in here. He was on the verge of an operation on his back because of the pain that was in it. Mm-hmm. He was on the verge of blood pressure tablets. Yeah. He had 1 session of kinesiology and tapping combined, because that's another thing I do. And then he had 4 sessions of tapping, and he came in on the 6th session. He had no pain.
Oh.
He was managing his blood pressure totally. It was way down. There was no medication, and there was going to be no operation.
Excellent.
Yes, and that's how effective this can be. It took those few sessions. There was a bit of work needed to be done, but I would say to people, if you've deeper issues and if you feel there's a deeper issue going on here, if you're constantly finding yourself in relationships that go wrong, if you're constantly finding yourself in jobs that don't work, or you're constantly finding negative thoughts all the time, that's the time you need somebody to help you.
Yeah. So maybe the audience can contact you first, and then have a quick consultation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Session, do they need?
Yeah. You can actually go onto my website or go through my Facebook page, and you can email me, and I'll send you a downloadable copy of those points.
Okay.
And a quick step thing. That's. Okay. I give that out to people because the book's still not ready yet. But equally, you can go onto my website, and there are a number of options. You can have one-to-one online, or you can have one-to-one face-to-face if you live around Dublin, around Ireland. You can also, I have one-to-one group webinars. At the minute, they're all booked up and there's none available, but they will come back online in the next while, when if people are interested, they just sign up to the waiting list, and then I'll contact them when there's availability, and we can sort that out. So yeah, there's different options. People can contact me if they want a quick 20-minute consultation or that sort of thing as well. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Remember, I want everybody to be happy.
Nuala also kindly join Single Parents Hub and contribute as an expert. So if you want to find out more about her, you can go into www.singleparentshub.com, and in the expert page, you find Nuala information and website, everything in there. And as the gift, she also gives €15 discount for Single Parents Hub member. Just use that code
SPH.
Yeah, Single Parent Hub 15. And then you've got €15 discount.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a bother. Anything. I just want people to get there. I mean, it's about the happier people are, and the more calm people are, the less you fly off the handle, the more respectful the world becomes, and the more caring the world becomes.
Only make ourselves happy first, and then the ripple effect will go into your children and your family.
Yeah, absolutely. And your children can be doing this too. Everybody in the household can be tapping.
Excellent.
And it will work.
Thank you very much, Nuala. And great about this Facebook Live is we can record it. So any audience that quite interested and want to, try on yourself first, you can watch it over and over again and then try it. And if you want a proper expert to help you, just contact Nuala, and then she will helping you to, release your stress and turn all your negative thought to the successful one.
Thank you. I hope you truly enjoy public speaking from now on, Terry.
I love it, but, I love it. But yeah, I love it. Can't say any but. I love it. Thank you. Have a nice evening. Thank you very much.
And you too. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.